Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here. And see what's happening for the beautiful Scorpio collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides and spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Scorpio gang in Scorpio season, might I add? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio. And while we get this first card out, my good friends, I want to once again wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you, because it is our favorite season of the year, right? It's Scorpio season. So whether your birthday season or your birthday's past or whether it's still coming up, I really hope you have a great one. I really mean that. Okay, what do we got? Okay. Now, this can be really fun or something that we really want to keep a close eye on. It's odd that it's such an extreme card, right? Now, the imagery of it, we see a puppet master, literally, but there's some good stuff here. It can also be very lighthearted and entertaining. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye. You know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So again, we see this jester, got all the little puppets doing a little puppet show. So let's go through the positives first. To me, this is a very lighthearted, entertaining type of energy. So it can be. So whether Spirit's like, hey, Scorpio, maybe enjoy yourself. Maybe do something for yourself. Have fun. Whatever your idea of fun is, maybe treat yourself for your birthday or whatever it might be. Spirit might want you to shake it up, especially if you've been going through some heavy energies recently. Spirit might want you to spoil yourself. Be kind to yourself. Nothing wrong with that. However, this card does also have some, I don't want to say concerning themes, but whenever we see a puppeteer or a puppet master pulling the strings on something, we're like, what's going on there? Is there more than what it seems to the situation? So for some of you, there might be certain situations going on where someone might be pulling the strings from behind the scenes, or there could be aspects of a situation that haven't made themselves known to you just yet. Again, I'm not trying to make anyone nervous. I'm not trying to do that. But I mean, when you see a puppet master, when you see someone pulling the strings, we have to think about that. I don't want to say manipulation, but if you want, just take the positive, right? Maybe you enjoy yourself, pamper yourself. We're going to let them keep putting on their little puppet show, though. Let's see what tarot has for you, my friends. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So funny enough, the reading was titled A Serious Talk while I was giving the reading wearing a Bob Ross costume. Fellow Scorpio, by the way, I mentioned it last week. So I hope you guys found that amusing. But yeah, to me, it did feel like a conversation of a serious nature. So whether it was a topic that needed to be discussed or something that Spirit wants you to take seriously and address it, that's kind of what was surfacing last week. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Scorpio gang. What do we got for the birthday season? Okay. Other people. Why are so many people here? What are all these people? Okay. So we got the beautiful Queen of Swords. She popped out first, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. Wasn't expecting all the people-y energy, but it's all right. They don't always just represent other people. It could be other things. We've got Ace of Wands. And this was showing up, I think, in the Pisces reading and other ones. These 2 energies on the back here are a very similar. They're cut from similar cloths. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always look at the elements first, and it informs me about different areas of life or how the energy is moving. And there's a pretty good mixture here. The only thing missing is the Scorpio power element, right? There's no water. But position number 1, we have the swords, which is air. That's the logical mind. That's very strategic, plan based. That's someone's thought process. It's a huge element of communication. So that's showing up in a pretty strong way. That energy could sometimes be a little cold, and we'll cover that in a minute. Then we have Earth. That's a complementary energy for Scorpio. This kind of represents the material world itself. So think of feelings of security. Think of money, business, um, school type things, learning new things. When I think of pentacles, I think of predictability and I think of the world that we live in. So, family, home, living situation. So, the pentacles to me is the board that we play this game on. Onto the back end, we have fire. That's the realm of actions, whether it's the actions you take or the actions other people take. It's filled with passion, drive, desire. Um, the only thing with fire energy is it can be very unpredictable. Where like this energy here seems cool, seems predictable, straightforward, straight lace, and then boom, we have this curveball on the back end where it's like, okay, where'd you come from? So we're gonna want to keep a very close eye on that fire. Like that's already popping out to me, especially with what I saw in other readings. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, and again, there's a lot of other people showing up here too. So if you're an energetically sensitive person, make sure you insulate your energy if necessary. But we have the Queen of Swords in position number one. So big air signs. So whether it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we're not going to focus too much on other zodiac signs because we have almost the whole zodiac out here. But I like the Queen of Swords. Queens in tarot represent the internal manifestation of their suit. So we already spoke about the swords, the logic, the plan based, the strategy. So when we see her, could be someone quietly planning something. This could be someone. The thing I like about the Queen of Swords as well is that it's strategic, it's plan based, but it will tell you about it. Right, like this is an energy. It's straightforward. It's to the point. It's extremely honest. So whether this is another person or whether this is an energy you're stepping into, the Queen of Swords is about her business. She is not playing around. She's not playing games. So I love her for her honesty. But the downside with the Queen of Swords is that sometimes she could just be outright mean. Sometimes she could just be very cold and she could just cut things off. And it's like, see ya. Like that's an energy that she could present. So we want to look at her further. Very intelligent. I do like this energy. But if you are stepping into this energy, it is not messing around. Like that's always what I say with this card. Specifically her. Like there's a very very strong energy. Now moving to the middle, as we get her tucked back in by the amethyst, maybe the amethyst will chill her out a little bit. You got the Page of Pentacles, totally different vibe. Fresh, young, new type of energy. It is a very youthful type of vibe. It could sometimes even be naive when we look at the downside of it. But I like all pages. To me, they represent opportunities, similar to the ace. They represent new things, especially new areas of study or new information. And they're big communicators. So it's odd when I see like the page and the queen because it's like there could be a shyness or a bashfulness here where someone might want to say something, but they're like, I don't know if I should though. Or, I want to speak about this. I don't know if I should. That's what this page can sometimes be in its roughest form. So the downside to pages is the shyness, and I don't want to say flakiness, but it's not the most sturdy type of energy. So we'll look at that. And again, this could be a new opportunity, a new job thing, a new business idea. It could be anything. It doesn't just have to be a person. Now, moving to the back, we got the Ace of Wands. Now, I do tend to like this card normally, but with the energetic profile we're looking at, I want to keep a very close eye on it because all aces represent offers and opportunities. So you see what I mean, especially with this page and now the ace. It's like, oh, we got good stuff coming in, Scorpio. So I'm not going to yet call it a win just yet, but there is some really great potential energy moving in towards the collective, and that's great. Now, aside from that, conversations, big thing. Messages, big thing. That's a theme that all of these share, and it fits the reading we saw last week. But the Ace of Wands to me, it burns hot and then burns away. So it could be something that flares up and is super intense and then it stops. Or it's something that's like, so watch out for any kind of flare up in this time. Okay, whether it's a temper flare up, whether it's a desire flare up, who knows? Like this energy just flares quickly. So we want to see, is it going to be a talk? Is it an opportunity? They both share, speaking of the page and the ace, the similar energy where they're not the most reliable, but they're also great potential energy. So I want to dive deeper on all of this, Scorpio. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that queen? Let's see what she has to say. Oh, and yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. So let's get it going. What do we got the Queen of Swords doing here? Who is stepping into this? Yeah, this energy is just not messing around. Like the energy is not messing around. So Scorpio, if you're the more patient variety of Scorpio, because I know there's multiple varieties of Scorpio. Speaking as a Scorpio moon, you guys already know. This energy is not as patient. That's how it's presenting to me. When I see the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Swords, there may be something here about like watching the energy you surround yourself with. That's like a little side message that we'll explore further down the line. But when I see the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Swords, it is not patient. It is straightforward to the point. I'm not messing around. I'm not playing games. So just know that you might be very quick to the punch in this time, figuratively and literally. Like the energy to me, again, we saw flare ups in the back, but to me, it's just I'm not playing games. I'm not messing around. You ask a question, you better be ready for the answer. It's like that type of vibe. Like if you ask me a question, be ready for the answer because I'm going to tell it like it is. It's just giving me this no games, game over type of BS. So if there has been a situation that you have been, I don't want to say feeding into, but if you've kind of been letting it be, like, okay, all right, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not too happy about it, but I'm just going to let that be. You might not. When I see the Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, it's like, okay, well, I was dealing with it. I was putting up with something, but I'm not putting up with it anymore. Like, that's the energy here. And it does feel a little confrontational, too. We're going to keep going. But yeah, this is definitely a game over type of energy. Now, does that mean it's going to be catastrophic? No. To me, it just feels like your patience could be thin with something or someone. And that's just it. Where things that you might let slide normally, not so much anymore. And if you're a cross watcher, keep that in mind. I know us Scorpios, we get a reputation for being a little touchy sometimes, right? That's just because we feel so hard, right? Um, the energy is a little more touchy than it normally is. It just doesn't have the patience. So let's keep going, or the patience for BS. We'll just put it that way. Let's go in on the Page of Pentacles. I know I went off on a whole tangent there. Well, let's see what the page has. Ah, okay. So we have the Tower underneath this Page of Pentacles. So, all right. So the Tower, that's a Scorpio power card. It's an energy of shock. So when we see it underneath the Page of Pentacles, of course, this could represent an out of the blue conversation, talk, or message. It could be very shocking. But to me, it is somebody like trying to curry favor, or somebody that's trying to say, "Oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry." It's like apologetic. That's just how it feels to me. Like, here, look, Scorpio, I have a pentacle for you. Like, oh no, I didn't mean to upset you. Here, take this pentacle, Scorpio. It's giving me that kind of vibe. So do with it what you will. Or if you're a cross watcher, apply it however it is. But to me, this is someone like trying to butter someone up, aside from the shocking talk. So again, for some of you, maybe you're just going to hear from someone for your birthday that you haven't heard from in a long time. Could be easy as that. Shocking talk or message. But I can't let go of this energy where it's like, okay, well, why are you buttering me up now? Or you wait till I get to this point and then you butter me up. Like it's an energy that's buttering someone up. That's the best way I could put it. Let's keep going. So watch out for stuff like that. It doesn't feel like a sycophant. It doesn't feel sycophantic, but it to me it just feels like someone. It's like they piss you off and then it's I'm sorry, but it's like I don't like that. Then why'd you even get me to that point? I feel like I'm doing a personal reading here, Scorpio. So again, only take what hits. All right, I know I'm getting way too particular for a general, but let's see what the Ace of Wands has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Watch out for people buttering you up, okay? Whether it's work or otherwise. Okay, I mean, the energy turns out okay. I mean, we have the Six of Wands in the upright. For a lot of you, this could be something totally different. This could be something totally, totally different. So when I see the Ace of Wands, Six of Wands, there's a great opportunity that should be presenting itself to you soon. This feels like a massive win or victory here on the back end. So to me, there's like a degree of separation. We got this energy here on the back end where it's like, screw this, I'm mad, game over type of energy. But then we also have this beautiful new offer or opportunity coming in a very big way. So let's talk about it a little more in depth. The Six of Wands is one of my favorite cards. It's one of my victory cards, complete and total triumph. It is a card of recognition. It's a card of notoriety. It's a card of the spotlight. So people appreciating the things that you've done. So when I see the Ace of Wands offers and opportunities with the Six of Wands, there is something great coming in, either good or better than whatever it is you're dealing with. Like that's just how it feels to me. It does feel separate from whatever this stuff is. So keep that in mind, whether it's a work thing, a business thing, keep your eyes peeled because you want to strike while the iron's hot. That's how, like, especially with the Ace of Wands, Six of Wands, it's like, listen, when this shows itself to you, Scorpio, remember this reading and move at it quick. I know sometimes people with Scorpio placements, we can mull things over and we take our time. Nothing wrong with that. But there is something where you're going to want to jump on it. That's how it feels. It's like, listen, when this presents itself, do it, do the thing. So I like the energy on the back end, but it just feels like it's different than this other stuff. So this a layered reading this week, Scorpio. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So again, take it however it hits. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we don't have much BSing going around, right? We have the Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, very low threshold for BS, very low patience. So again, if you're more patient, if you're the more patient type of Scorpio, just know that might be a little thinner. There are things that you may normally deal with or suck up that you're not willing to now. Or there's certain things where it's like, yeah, I'm not messing around, game over type of energy. So just know it's like something is very thin here. Um, Moving to the back end or the middle, we have the Page of Pentacles with the Tower in the upright. Two main messages here. Either one, you might hear from someone you haven't heard from in like forever, like a really long time. Or this could be like a shocking talk or conversation where it's like out of the blue, where it's like, all right, well, you picked this time to come in. It's like, timing's not so great. But for another portion of you, I feel like this is someone trying to butter you up too. So keep that in mind, especially if you lose your patience with something or someone. It's like, no, 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 here, well, everything's okay. It's like just buttering you up. Moving to the back end, we have a beautiful new energy coming in, Scorpio. We have the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the upright. So wins, victories, it's just all about you taking it when it shows itself, if you want to. Right? So just know whether it's work or otherwise, there's a beautiful, victorious energy coming in. Now, if it is tied into all this, maybe something, a situation, even if it's not the greatest, might work towards your benefit. But I do feel for a lot of you, this is something totally separate, totally different. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Scorpio gang, please? And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Thank you. Seven of Cups. But does this have to be a challenge? All right, just watch out for analysis paralysis. When I look at the shadow side of the Seven of Cups, usually I call this the menu board of life. So to me, there's times in life when you don't have many options. There's times in life when you have an abundance of options. And sometimes when there are so many different ways something can turn out, or there's so many different paths about to open itself up to you, it's like, okay, well, which one do I take? Which path do I walk down? What direction do I head in? So that's one thing. Just watch out for analysis paralysis. For a lot of you, there's great energy coming in. I'm just going to say it again, especially with this card, the menu board of life. Now, a downside to the Seven of Cups, what I would call the shadow side, could sometimes represent ruminating or dwelling on things. Okay, so again, I'm not judging nobody, I'm not calling anybody out, but there might be an extra propensity to dwell or ruminate on certain things, and Spirit might be trying to get you outside of your headspace. If that's not you, it could be someone else you're connected to. So we're just going to leave it at that, Scorpio. We're going to keep it very simple. Yeah, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. I think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.